Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's not so bright and freaking early. It's 8:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, as you can see, there's a reason why I'm dressed like this. I just got off the treadmill. I'm still out of breath. I'm still covered in sweat. Uh, there's times where I get an idea for a video, and then it keeps playing in my mind, and I get these ideas, and then it gets to a point where everything just comes together cohesively. And as I was on the treadmill, I swear to God, I'm actually talking to myself. My hands are going like this, and swear to God, and I have to make a video. I didn't feel like getting all prettied up and changing and everything. This is how I look. That's the only reason I'm dressed like this. All right, I've been thinking about this idea since yesterday or the day before. It was the 11th anniversary of again, if I'm going to monetize this video, I have to be careful how the certain words I use. Back in 2000, May 1st of 2011 is when Obama and SEAL Team 6 successfully took down OBL. All right, and so it was the 11th anniversary 2 days ago. And I saw some videos on TV, and then I looked through online, and something just struck me. And I want to know, I want you guys to tell me if you feel this too, if you see what I'm seeing. What it reminds me of, it reminds me of when I was using. I used for 20, 25 years, but the last 10 years especially, I got involved in opioids. And as it progressed, as the disease progressed, I lost all my teeth. My teeth broke out from grinding them and from the chemicals and everything. And I would cut my own hair. I gained weight. There was burn holes in all my clothes. And as each thing happened, I kind of made excuses for it. I adjusted, as time moved on. As the addiction progressed, I continually just made excuses, and it was these slow steps downward. And then once I got in recovery and started actually working on fixing all these things, I would look back and just, it would just be unbelievable. The striking difference. I would realize how far I went down, how far I sunk. Because when you're going down in little steps, you make excuses, you adjust. You adjust to your circumstances. And, I tell myself, well, it's not really that bad, and I'll fix this someday. And then something else, I lose another tooth or whatever. Seriously, this is what it reminds me of. Okay, I'm gonna have links down below, so I want you guys, if you have the time, to look at these links. Especially, there's a link to Time magazine down below, and they've got pictures, some great pictures from that day, 11 years ago, with Americans celebrating. Also, there's some videos in some of the other links with videos of people in Times Square, firemen, policemen, talking about celebrating. And it just struck me. The pictures of thousands of people in front of the White House, all cheering on, waving the American flag, pictures of the American flag. And I had forgotten about that moment. And I looked back at that. There was no Republicans, there was no Democrats. It was just a great, and then there was conversation about, well, should we really be celebrating what actually SEAL Team 6 actually did? And I say, hell yeah. It was just, you look at these pictures. And I looked more into some of the articles of the Republicans congratulating Obama back then. Bonner, some of the Republican governors, and it was a good time for it. But especially the pictures of the thousands of people in front of the White House at night. And then I thought of that recent day in January with Donald Trump. And look at the stark differences between thousands of people cheering in front of the White House, cheering SEAL Team 6, cheering Obama, cheering America on that day. And then look at the catastrophe that happened because of Donald Trump, just solely because of Trump's narcissism. on that day, and you realize what the destruction of America. We are not who we were 11 years ago. We have become so far divided with the culture wars and all this. I looked up, Elon Musk tweeted something recently. He did a little what's it called? I forgot what they're called. There's a little drawing, and on his drawing it showed the left going way more radicalized. I forgot what it's called. The left way more radicalized than the right, which is a complete misrepresentation if you look into it, like Pew Research, PEW. Over the last 10 years, 8 years, 6 years, the right has become far more radicalized, far more pushed to the right. That's the truth of it. And this is just the beginning of the Elon Musk worshiping days. But I want you guys to take a look at these pictures. You look at that president and the cheering of what happened on that day. And then look at the difference between what happened in January and in who we are as a people. It's just, the downfall of the country. And it's not because of trans people. It's not because of CRT. These things have been around the whole time. It's just, first it was women gaining rights, Native American gaining their rights, African Americans gaining their rights, the LGBTQ community gaining their rights. And every time there's kickback from the right because they feel that other people coming up to the same level as them, it is them getting it shoved in their faces. Yeah, people asking for their rights is it getting shoved. That's what they call it. I'm fine with gay people as long as they don't shove it in my face. In other words, as long as they don't ask for the same rights I have, and they don't talk about it and pretend they're straight, I'm fine with them. Yeah, or same thing with African American people. Same thing with all of them. The Americanization of the Native American people, taking away their culture. It's happened over and over and over again. Women, as long as they act like they're supposed to act, we're fine with it. And it's just, you see this over and over again. And now it's with trans people. It's this fear mongering, this ridiculous stuff with Walt Disney. And Walt Disney, it's the same Walt Disney that was around 11 years ago, but it's the destruction of America. And Donald Trump is the key factor in this whole thing. Look at these pictures and tell me what you guys think. One more thing I want to talk about too. I just saw a tweet from Donald Trump Jr. and he was talking about, as usual, these guys are praising Elon Musk as their savior because they think Donald Trump is coming back to Twitter. And Donald Trump Jr. tweeted something along these lines that if the left's ideas are so good, why are they so scared to have them on the same equal footing as the right's ideas? Okay. And I actually tweeted back on this one. I responded to Trump Jr.'s tweets. I said, this is not about ideas. This isn't about ideas. An idea is like a Tesla or Graham Bell coming up with the light bulb or the phone or something like that. That's an idea. What we're talking about here is clear misinformation. This whole new thing that came along with the years of Trump, the destruction of America, that their opinion is somehow equal to actual scientific evidence, actual facts, that their opinion, no matter how disproven or radical it is somehow valid. And it's stuff like this age of misinformation where they just put their fingers in. I just recently saw this again on one of my videos where I talked about the Trump rally Saturday night. I had one person just respond, fake news, Trump 2024, fake news. I actually have videos of everything I talked about, and that's what I'm talking, it's this whole thing that came along with Trump, where it's just blatant lying, disinformation about facts. And then this whole thing that somehow, like Donald Trump Jr., ideas, these aren't ideas. His father lost the election. Period. Until if he won the election Just simply present the evidence. Bam, just do it. Take an hour of prime time on TV, show us the evidence. If not, shut up and be done with it for once and all. That's it. And then I saw this other Michelle, I think she's a governor, talking about COVID. And it was just more blatant, Michelle Bachmann, and just blatant disinformation. These aren't ideas, like Trump Jr. tried to call them. This is the age of Trump. What he has done, torn apart this entire country, with narcissism and misinformation and just blatant lies. Look at the pictures, and it's stunning how far down we've come. What has happened to the country in 11 years? It's heartbreaking. Check it out. Links are down below. You guys have a great Wednesday.